So if you're new to this channel and it's your first time seeing my YouTube videos, let me know where you're watching from in the comment section below. Thank you. Moving on. Okay, so if you've been like me, sometimes you shoot videos and you wish to blur the background, probably maybe to remove someone from the background so that you can focus on the subject, or sometimes you just don't have those expensive, fancy lenses to get a shallow depth of field to blur the background, and you still want to get a blur background. Well, there's a way to do it in DaVinci Resolve with the new versions that they've released, and I'm going to show you how to do it. And it's simple and it's straightforward. And disclaimer, it's not going to replace the quality that the lens would give from an actual camera. Understand? This is just a way to get by and to be able to do it in your own way, a simple way to, or a cheaper way of getting the depth of field. So let's get into it, right? Okay, so now I have my DaVinci Resolve opened and I'm in my workspace. This is a very simple workspace. So what you need to do first is to go to the color tab, and I shot this on a DJI Action 4, which has absolutely no depth of field because it's an action camera. So with this one, the first thing I'm going to do is probably to fix the color set a little bit, and it's not going to take too long. Just stick with me over here. I just come here, I just drag this and drop it. Adjust the contrast a bit. So yeah, let's just say we have this and we are okay with it, we are fine with it, and now we want to create the background effect, the background blur effect, the depth of field effect, because as you can see in my background, there's a lot of things in the background that will distract people from actually getting value from the video. So this is how you go by it. You simply create two nodes, so node 1, node 2, and if you don't know the shortcut for the node, it's just Alt S, or just right click, add these to do whatever we want to do. So I come here and I have these two nodes. So whilst these two nodes are created, what you're going to put on them are basically filters. So they are just effects, right? So what you're going to do is to first go to the effect library and look for depth. So you look for depth and you find this, which is the depth map, and that's what we're going to put in the first one. And then you see this. So when you put in a depth map, you see something like this. And if you've worked with any other editing software, you know that when you see a black and a white, the white is to reveal and the black is to hide. So moving on. So what we need to do now is to adjust it in a way that we get to keep what we want to be in focus all in white, and what we do not want to be in focus in gray to the black area. And remember, depth of field in cameras is not an abrupt effect. It's a gradation. It takes time, right? So the distance from the subject to the background, the blur intensifies as it goes on. So with what we're going to do now, we're just going to click on resulting map adjustment. We click on it and we adjust the far limits and the near limits. Okay, so I'm going to adjust the near limits. As you can see, as I'm adjusting, you see it's getting brighter and brighter. But I don't want it to be too bright, so I select some of the things in the background. So I think if you want to get a better view, we just turn off the depth map preview and you check the subjects and you turn it on, and you can see I'm mostly in focus. I'm mostly white. So you can adjust the gamma. The gamma is practically the brightness of everything. So you can adjust it so that there will be more blur in the background. And with that done, you're mostly done. This part is just an isolation depth where you used to check your subjects and all that, and adjust it a little bit. So what I do next is I come to the post processing, then I blur it just a little bit, because you need to have that kind of blur so that the effect is transitional, it's soft. Okay, and you can expand and contract over here. I'm gonna leave it as it is, and we are going to turn it off. So we have our depth map, everything in there in the third node, and what we need to do now is to simply add the blur and see the kind of effect we get. So I'll select the next node. The moment you type B, it gives you a list of all the blurs that DaVinci Resolve has. And the blur I am personally going to use is the lens blur. You can use any other blur you want, but I'm just going to use a lens blur because that's what's closest to that's what's closest to an actual canvas blur. So when you drag the lens blur on it, you realize that everything is blurred out. What you need to do is that because the depth map is working with the alpha of the image practically means the transparency of the image. You need to click and drag the alpha of this node from the depth map to the alpha of that node onto the effect. So like this. And you realize that right now we are getting the result, but the subject is rather blurred and the background is in focus. There are two ways to doing this, and they are all practically easy. So you can just click the alpha. Instead of putting it at the top blue node, you bring it at the down blue node, and wait and see. Yeah, so there are two ways of doing it, and there's an easy way and there's a complex way, but let's just go to the easy way. So with the easy way, what you simply do is that you come back to the depth map and you click on invert to invert the effect. Now you can see my background is blurred and my subject is in focus. Like I said, it's not going to be as good as what you get in camera, but it's something you can deal with, right? Some people might not even notice unless you are a tech savvy person or you are really into photography and stuff. So with what we have here, I just click on my fourth and final node and I can just adjust the blur size, how blurry it is and all that. But I've noticed that if the blur size is too big, you get this halo effect which doesn't look too realistic. So mostly adjust it to the part where the halo effect doesn't really show. And the reason why this is not getting that much blur is because it's a wide angle lens. And wide angle lens with very wide field of views do not blur very, very well unless you get the subject close in focus. So that's just by the way. But as you can see, you're getting some kind of blur. So if I extend it off, on, you see it's very subtle, but it's there. So I can just adjust the blur size just a little bit to get more blur, and the rest is just camera stuff. If you know what lenses do, you understand what this means. So the blade curvature and all that, they are what are in the lens, the bokeh, what people call bokeh. They are what are in the lenses. So you can adjust them or leave them there. But if you watch to the end of this video, I want to let you know about something. There's a lot of stuff you can do with the depth map, which is just not blur the background, but a lot of different stuff. And if you want to know more about it, let me know in the comment section below, and I'll do a video on other practical implications of using the depth map. So with this, we have the lens blur, and it's all well and dandy, but we can just remove it and you can put in a radial blur. And you see, you get a different effect. You can just delete that one also and put in a zoom blur, and you still get the same effect. You can adjust the amount of zoom, center exclusion, and all that. And you can do a lot of stuff with this. And it's a way of set dressing your background with blur. That's what I call it. It's set dressing your background with blur. And that's what you have now. So if you like this video, and you are new to this channel and you want to see more content about DaVinci Resolve, Blender, Unreal Engine, and visual effects in general, and other film news, just subscribe to this channel. And you have a friend who might be interested in my channel, subscribe and share with that friend, and I will see you in the next one. And alright, so that is it. I hope you enjoyed and I hope you liked it. I actually enjoyed making this video because I did so many takes because I want it to be as good as possible and as easily digestible as possible. Check out my other videos on this platform and enjoy, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.